Have you ever been in a moment where someone opens up to you? They're clearly hurting. Maybe their voice is shaking. Maybe they're trying not to cry. Maybe they just look tired, like life finally got too heavy. And you want to help. You care about this person. You'd do anything for them. But in that exact moment, your mind goes completely blank. You don't know what to say. You don't know where to look. Your hands feel awkward. Your words sound wrong. And so you either say something stupid like, it'll be fine, or don't worry about it, or worse, you say nothing at all. And then you watch them pull away. Not because they're mad, but because they needed something from you and you didn't know how to give it. And afterward, you sit there feeling like an idiot, replaying the moment in your head, wondering why you couldn't just be there. Yeah, if that's ever happened to you, this video is for you. Let's paint the picture properly because I know you've been here. Your friend is crying, like actually crying in front of you. And internally, you're panicking. Your brain is screaming, do something, say something, fix this. So what do? You pat them on the shoulder like you're burping a baby, or you immediately jump into solution mode. Okay, so here's what you need to do. And they're looking at you like, dude, I'm sobbing. I don't need a business plan right now. Or maybe someone vents to you. They're pouring their heart out. And halfway through, you catch yourself thinking, okay, but what am I supposed to do with this information? So you respond with, yeah, that sucks. And then silence. Brutal, suffocating silence, because you don't know what else to say. Or, and this one hurts, you say, I'm sorry, even though you didn't do anything wrong. You say, it'll get better, even though you have no idea if it will. You say everything happens for a reason and immediately want to crawl into a hole because what does that even mean in this context? And here's the thing. This gets so much worse in romantic relationships because now it's not just a friend, it's your partner, the person you love, the person you'd fight for, sacrifice for, lose sleep over. And they come to you, emotionally raw, needing support, and you freeze. You want to be there for them, you really do, but you don't know how. So you try to fix the problem. You try to logic your way through their feelings. You say things like, well, did you try? Or maybe if you just... And they snap back, I don't need you to fix it. I just need you to be here. And you're standing there thinking, I am here. What else do you want from me? And then the guilt kicks in because you care so much. But somehow, caring isn't enough. You feel like you failed them, like you're emotionally broken, like everyone else got the handbook on how to be a good person in these moments, and you didn't. So let me tell you something right now. You're not broken. You're not heartless. You're not a bad partner or a bad friend. You just never learned the language. And that's what we're going to talk about. All right, let's talk about why this happens. Because it's not random. There's actual psychology behind why some people are naturally good at emotional support and why others feel like they're drowning the second someone gets vulnerable. First reason, how you were raised. If you grew up in a house where emotions weren't really a thing, where crying was weak, where venting was complaining, where you were told to toughen up or get over it every time you felt something, then guess what? You didn't learn how to sit with emotions. You learned how to suppress them. You learned that feelings are problems to be solved, not experiences to be felt. So now, when someone comes to you with their emotions, your brain doesn't go, okay, let me just listen. Your brain goes, alert, problem detected, must fix immediately. Because that's what you were trained to do. Emotions equals problem, problem equals needs solution, so you try to fix it. But here's the twist. Most of the time, people don't want you to fix it. They just want you to witness it. Second reason, survival habits. Some of you grew up having to be the strong one, the calm one, the one who held it together when everything was falling apart. Maybe you had a chaotic home. Maybe you had a parent who leaned on you emotionally. Maybe you learned early that your feelings didn't matter as much as everyone else's. So you developed this habit. I don't process emotions, I manage crises. And now, even when there's no crisis, even when someone just needs a hug and some empathy, you still go into crisis management mode. You try to control the situation. You try to contain the emotions because emotions feel unsafe to you. They feel unpredictable, and unpredictable equals dangerous. Third reason, logic replaces empathy under stress. Here's the brutal truth. When you're stressed or uncomfortable, your brain defaults to logic because logic feels safe. Logic has answers. Logic makes sense. Emotions are messy. They don't follow rules. They're not always rational. So when someone's crying, your brain says, okay, let's analyze this. What's the root cause? What's the solution? Let's map this out. And while you're busy being Sherlock Holmes, the person in front of you just needed you to say, I'm here. I've got you. That's it. But you didn't know that because no one taught you that presence is support. You thought support meant having the right answers. It doesn't. Let me say this clearly because I need you to hear it. If you struggle with emotional support, it doesn't mean you're cold. It doesn't mean you don't care. It doesn't mean you're a bad person. It just means you were never taught the emotional language, and language can be learned. All right. Okay, so now what? How do you actually get better at this? Let's break it down. First, understand what emotional support actually is. Emotional support is not fixing the problem, giving advice, explaining why they shouldn't feel that way, or trying to make them stop crying. Emotional support is being present, listening without interrupting, validating their feelings, letting them know they're not alone. That's it. You don't need to have the perfect words. You don't need to solve anything. You just need to be there. Second, learn the power of simple phrases. I'm about to give you some phrases that will change your life. These aren't magic, they're just emotionally intelligent. Ready? That sounds really hard. I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. You don't have to go through this alone. I don't know what to say, but I'm listening. It makes sense that you feel that way. Notice something? None of these are advice. None of these are solutions. They're just presence. And presence is what people need. Third, stop trying to make them feel better immediately. This one's tough because when someone you love is in pain, your instinct is to stop the pain. But emotions don't work like that. You can't just, turn them off. Sometimes people need to feel the sadness. They need to cry it out. They need to sit in the pain for a minute before they can move through it. Your job is not to stop the tears. Your job is to sit with them while they cry. And I know that feels uncomfortable. I know it feels like you're doing nothing. But trust me, you're doing everything. Fourth, ask instead of assuming. If you're not sure what someone needs, just ask. Do you want me to just listen or do you want advice? Do you need a hug or do you need space? What would help you right now? This is such a simple move, but it changes the whole dynamic because now you're not guessing. You're not fumbling in the dark. You're literally asking them what they need. And most of the time, they'll tell you. Fifth, in relationships, show up even when it's hard. If you're in a romantic relationship and your partner tells you they need more emotional support, don't get defensive. Don't say, I am supportive. Just listen. Ask them, what does emotional support look like to you? Because here's the thing. Your partner isn't asking you to be perfect. They're asking you to try. They're asking you to meet them halfway. And if you care about them, you will. You'll stumble, you'll mess up. But the fact that you're trying, that matters more than you think. We've all been that person who said it could be worse to someone who's clearly at their limit, and then watch their face do that thing where they're deciding whether to cry harder or just walk away. Yeah, we've all been there. Or the classic, patting someone's back like you're trying to get a Wi-Fi signal. Pat, pat, pat. Is this working? Are you okay now? No? Okay, more pats. And let's not forget the one where you try to relate and end up accidentally making it about you. Oh man, I totally get it. One time, and they're just staring at you like, dude, read the room. We've all done it. We've all said the wrong thing. We've all made it awkward. But that's okay. Because the beautiful thing about emotional skills, you can learn them. Even if you mess up 100 times, even if you feel clueless right now, you can get better. So here's what I want you to take away from this. Emotional support is a skill, not a personality trait, not something you're either born with or you're not. A skill. And skills can be learned. If you care about someone, and I know you do, then you're already halfway there. Because caring is the foundation. Everything else is just practice. You don't need to have all the answers. You don't need to fix everything. You just need to show up. Be present. Listen. Let them know they're not alone. That's it. That's the whole thing. And yeah, it's going to be uncomfortable at first. Yeah, you're going to mess things up sometimes. But you know what? The fact that you're trying, that means more than you think. So the next time someone opens up to you, take a breath. Don't panic. Don't try to fix it. Just be there. Because presence is everything. And you've got this. If this video helped a little bit, consider checking out my other video. It talks about why you're always busy but have nothing to show for it.